When my mother passed away, my heart felt like it had been torn in two. She was the center of our family, the one who kept us together when my father died, the one who made our house feel alive. At her funeral, my older brother Rafi stood beside me. He placed a hand on my shoulder and said, "Don't worry, Maya. I'll take care of everything. The house, the garden, it will be safe with me." I believed him. He was my brother. I thought he would honor our mother's memory. But I was wrong. 2 months later, I found a demolition notice nailed to the fence. My stomach dropped. That was when I realized Rafi didn't want to preserve our mother's home. He wanted to destroy it. What he didn't know was that our mother had left me more than just a house. She had left me her lantern, and with it, she had left me a way to fight back. Growing up, my mother Nua loved 2 things more than anything: stories and seeds. She would read to us in the evenings while tiny seed packets dried on the kitchen windowsill. She transformed our backyard into what the neighbors called the lantern garden. She planted jasmine, moonflowers, and vines that only bloomed at night. She hung brass lanterns on hooks, so when the flowers opened, the garden glowed like the stars had landed in our yard. That garden wasn't just a place, it was her soul. I spent countless nights reading by lantern light, listening to my mother's voice tell stories of courage, kindness, and justice. She told me once, "Books and gardens are the same, Maya. They both grow when you care for them." Rafi was different. Even as a boy, he was drawn to flashy things. He wanted sneakers, cars, and friends who showed off. While I loved libraries, he loved glossy brochures for expensive houses. When Dad died, Mom held on to the house even more tightly. She told me, "Promise me you'll share this house with your brother. Share the garden. Even a lantern needs 2 hands, one to carry and one to shield the flame." I promised her. When Mum passed, her will confirmed it. The house was left to both of us equally. I thought we would cherish it together. But Rafi had other plans. At first, he talked about renovations. We could modernize the kitchen, he said. Add an extension. Sell and split. I told him, "This isn't a project, Rafi. This is our mother's legacy." He smirked. "Legacy doesn't pay the bills. Be practical." Soon, surveyors showed up in the yard, then contractors, and finally, the public notice for a zoning hearing. The applicant was a development company. The parcel was our home. I stormed into his office. He leaned back, gold watch catching the light. "Don't be dramatic, Maya. You'll get your cut." "My cut," I shouted. "This isn't a pie. This is our childhood." He pushed a paper across the desk. A power of attorney with my name on it, my signature at the bottom. Only it wasn't my signature. "That's forged," I whispered. He shrugged. "It's fine. Legal said so. I'll buy you a nicer place. You can even take the lanterns." The lanterns, as if they were just decorations. He didn't understand that the lanterns were light, memory, and love. When I left his office, his wife Salma stopped me. She smiled politely and said, "You're not practical, Maya. Your mother spoiled you. Let Rafi handle this. You'll thank us later." Her words cut me deeper than the forged paper. That night, I sat in Mum's kitchen. I lit one of her lanterns and cried. Then came a knock at the door. It was our elderly neighbor, Mrs. Ortega. She had been a city clerk for years. She told me, "Your mother helped draft a law called the Cultural Landscape Ordinance. Her garden may qualify for protection. Look for papers." Nor was careful. She wouldn't leave her legacy undefended. Her words gave me hope. For 2 days, I searched the attic. Dust made me cough. Old boxes spilled with memories. Finally, inside a tin, I found a key. It opened Mum's tea canister. Inside were letters, tied with ribbon. One letter read, "Maya, if you are reading this, you are the one patient enough to find it. The garden is more than flowers. It is a map. Follow the lanterns." There was also a notarized draft of a conservation easement naming the garden as part of a literacy fund. She had prepared everything, but she died before filing it. She had even written my name as trustee. I cried, clutching her letter to my chest. Mum had been preparing for Rafi's betrayal long before I saw it coming. Rafi, meanwhile, moved faster. He signed with the developer. He took out loans. He sent workers to build demo fences. He texted me, "Don't make this ugly. It's just business." But I wasn't going to let him win. I filed the easement. I hired a handwriting expert who confirmed the signature was fake. My journalist friend Eleni interviewed neighbors who remembered learning to read in Mum's garden under lantern light. We organized lantern night. Neighbors filled the garden with glowing lanterns. Children read stories aloud. The garden looked like a galaxy of light. People cried. I knew then that this was bigger than me. This was about preserving love, memory, and culture. In court, I presented the evidence. The handwriting expert testified. Mrs. Ortega explained the ordinance. Rafi shouted that I was ruining him. The developer's lawyer promised a park that would honor heritage. But the judge wasn't fooled. He froze all construction and ordered the ownership issue resolved. Outside the courthouse, Rafi hissed at me, "You're destroying me." I said, "You destroyed yourself. When you forged my name, the bank froze his loans. Investors backed away. His reputation crumbled. At our next event, I unveiled a surprise. On a screen, we showed a video of Mum in her garden, recorded years ago. She looked into the camera and said, "If anyone tries to sell the lanterns, remember, I tied a ribbon where the law can see it." Then the screen displayed her notarized easement. The crowd gasped. The developer's smile vanished. Rafi's face drained of color. Weeks later, the board voted 4-1 in my favor. The house was declared a historic cultural landscape. It could never be demolished. Rafi was ruined. His loans buried him. His business collapsed. His pride was shattered. One evening, my nephew Ayan came to me. He admitted, "Dad told me you were selfish. But now I see you protected something bigger than yourself." He asked me to read his college essay. It was about the lantern garden, about his grandmother, about light that lasts longer than greed. Today, the lantern garden is open to the community. Children come to read beneath the moonflowers. Neighbors share stories. My mother's dream lives on, and Rafi. He isn't in prison, but every day he pays the price. He lost the money, the power, and the respect he chased. That was my revenge. Not by shouting, not by fighting, but by protecting love against greed, because greed may win battles, but it never wins the war, and sometimes justice comes in the sweetest form of revenge.